Yeah.
We've all been there, right? Staring at just an overwhelming pile of information, maybe a mountain of tasks, and there's always that constant demand to do more with less.
Yeah, especially in tech fields.
Exactly. And you sometimes dream of like a shortcut,
Mm-hmm.
something to get clarity and efficiency, but it feels almost, too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today we're diving deep into a tool that promises just that. It's a powerful workflow automation solution called n8n.
Right? n8n.
Yep. So our mission here in this deep dive is basically to unpack what makes n8n stand out. How does it sort of bridge that gap between traditional coding and like visual building?
Right.
And why is it getting so much traction with technical teams?
Yeah.
We pulled together insights from, their website, some pretty detailed case studies, and lots of user testimonials to really try and pull out the key nuggets for you.
And what's really striking right from the get-go is just how credible n8n is. The sources, they really highlight some impressive stats.
Oh, yeah. Let's
So-
look at
Well, it's ranked among the top 150 projects on GitHub. That's huge. It's got over 110,000 stars there.
Wow. Okay.
And on G2, which is, a big software review site, it's got a really high rating, 4.9 out of 5 stars.
That's pretty near perfect.
It is. And there's even this direct quote someone left, a solid automation tool that just works. Simple as that.
I like that. It just works.
Yeah. And add to that, it has this truly massive community, over 200,000 members. I mean, that speaks volumes, doesn't it? About how quickly people are picking it up and how satisfied they are.
Okay, yeah, that's compelling. So let's unpack this core identity then. You mentioned bridging gaps. Our sources say n8n offers the precision of code or the speed of drag and drop.
Right.
Now, this isn't just about offering a choice, is it? I mean, what's the deeper thing here? Allowing developers to actually dive into code within a visual builder. How does that break through, like, the usual limitations?
That's exactly it. That's the key insight, I think. n8n basically removes the ceiling on what your automation can actually do. A lot of low-code tools, they're fantastic for simple tasks, right? But they often hit a wall. You run into a problem when you need really custom logic, or you need to integrate with some obscure system that isn't pre-built. So by blending the visual workflows with full coding capabilities, and we mean you can actually write JavaScript or Python right there.
In the tool itself.
Yeah, exactly. Or add libraries from NPM or Python. You can even just paste CRL requests directly. Because of all that, n8n ensures that teams, well, they just don't outgrow the platform.
Oh, okay.
You can start fast, drag and drop for the easy stuff, but then as your needs get more complex, you can seamlessly extend it, customize it. You can even manage your automation logic, kind of like traditional code, using features like workflow branch merging.
Right, like Git for workflows.
Sort of, yeah. It means developers don't have to abandon their favorite tools or learn some completely new locked-in way of doing things just to automate something tricky.
That makes perfect sense. So it's not really an either. It's more like a smooth ramp up.
Exactly, a progression.
And it's not just about how you build. It's also about where you run it, right? The sources mention either on-prem control or in the cloud convenience. For our listeners, what does that flexibility really mean? In terms of actually deploying this stuff and managing data.
Yeah, that means a lot, actually, especially for different technical needs. On-prem control, well, that basically means you can run n8n on your own servers, inside your own infrastructure.
Okay.
Which gives you maximum security, data governance, compliance, for organizations with really strict rules, think finance, healthcare, that kind of thing, or companies handling super sensitive info.
Right, total control.
Total control. Then there's the in-the-cloud convenience. That's where you use n8n's managed service. They handle the servers, the updates, all that operational overhead for you.
Easier setup, maybe.
Definitely easier setup. So this kind of versatility means n8n can really fit into pretty much any technical setup or security posture an organization might have.
That kind of flexibility sounds like a really big deal for different teams. Okay, so moving beyond deployment, let's talk about connecting to the outside world. I mean, a huge part of any automation tool is how well it plays with other apps.
Absolutely crucial.
And our sources highlight n8n's got extensive integrations, over 500 applications. What's the real significance of a number like that for a technical team? Is it just more choice?
It's crucial. Yeah, it's more than just choice. Over 500 integrations. And that includes, the big names everybody uses. HubSpot, Salesforce, Asana, Slack, Gmail, Notion, Discord. The list goes on.
Right.
It just means you're far less likely to bump into a system that you can't connect to out of the box.
Okay.
So for you, the listener, this means way less time spent writing, custom API connectors from scratch. You can focus more on the actual logic of your workflow.
Right, the smart part.
Exactly. It helps drastically cut down on manual data transfer. You can automate processes that cross different platforms and kind of centralize your operational intelligence.
And presumably, if there isn't a native integration.
Well, that loops back to what we just talked about. Because of those code-first capabilities, you still have the power to build pretty much any connection you might need using JavaScript, Python, or even just raw HTTP requests.
Gotcha. So it's not just about the sheer number, it's about minimizing those disconnected silos in your tech stack.
Precisely.
Okay, speaking of powerful capabilities, let's dive into n8n's advanced AI integration features. This sounds really interesting. The sources mention building multi-step AI agents, integrating large language models, even chatting with your own data from places like Slack or Teams.
Yeah, this is where n8n's really shines, especially now in the age of AI.
What makes its approach to AI particularly powerful or maybe unique compared to just calling an API?
Well, it goes way beyond just simple API calls to, say, OpenAI or whatever LLM you're using. With n8n, you can orchestrate really sophisticated multi-step AI agents.
Multi-step, what does that mean in practice?
It means the AI isn't just doing one thing. It can perform complex sequences of tasks, like maybe analyze customer sentiment from a batch of support tickets, then based on that, generate personalized marketing copy, and then summarize all that into a report.
Ah, okay, like a chain reaction of AI tasks.
Exactly. And integrating LLMs means you aren't locked into one provider. You can choose the models that work best for your specific OpenAI, Anthropic, maybe an open source one.
Flexibility again.
Right. And that other feature, chatting with your own data from tools like Slack or Teams, that's transformative for internal knowledge management.
How so?
Well, instead of your team having to dig through endless documents or databases, they could just ask a question in Slack, like, what was our Q3 revenue in the West region? And an n8n workflow could query your internal CRM or database and give the answer right there. Yeah, using natural language, right, where the team already works. It enables this whole new level of, like, intelligent automation and much faster decision-making within a company.
That's incredibly powerful. It basically turns all your scattered data sources into like a conversational knowledge base.
Pretty much, yeah.
So if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, the practical impact seems undeniable, especially when you look at some of those efficiency gains in the case studies we looked at.
Absolutely. The numbers are really compelling. Take Delivery Hero, for instance. They saved 200 hours each month.
200 hours.
Yeah, with just a single workflow for their IT ops stuff. You know, IT operations, think server provisioning, incident management, stuff that's usually super manual and time-consuming.
Wow, okay. That's significant.
It really is. And then their Stepstone, they managed to condense 2 weeks worth of work down into just 2 hours.
2 weeks to 2 hours.
Yeah, speeding up their marketplace data integration by an incredible 25 times.
25x.
Right, so this shows n8n isn't just for like small departmental automations. It can tackle really core infrastructure and business process challenges and at scale.
And the users seem to agree.
Oh, definitely. The testimonials really echo this. We saw one user calling it a beast for automation and a dev's dream. And they added, if you're not automating yet, you're working too hard.
Huh. I like that.
Me too. Another one just flat out said, I've said it many times, but I'll say it again. n8n is the GOAT. Anything is possible with n8n.
The GOAT on 8, huh?
Oh, yeah.
High praise. Those efficiency gains are truly staggering.
Right.
But for a listener who's thinking, okay, I want those results, what's maybe a common hurdle? Or is there a learning curve the sources hint at, even subtly? Like, is there any scenario where n8n might not be the perfect fit?
That's a really good question. And yeah, while n8n offers this incredible flexibility, the sources do kind of imply that to fully leverage everything, especially the code-first stuff and the more advanced enterprise features, having some technical background is definitely beneficial.
Okay, so it's geared towards technical users.
It is primarily built for technical teams, yeah. I mean, if you're a complete non-coder and you're just looking for very, very basic, maybe rigid if this then that type automations without needing any custom logic. While some simpler tools might feel a bit easier to start with, a shallower initial curve.
Right.
But, and this is the key thing, for anyone who needs real power, real customizability, the time invested in learning n8n pays off hugely because it helps you avoid those hitting a wall scenarios that frustrate people on more restrictive platforms.
So it scales with your needs.
Exactly. And this brings us back to its enterprise readiness, too. It boasts really robust security features. We mentioned the on-prem option, but there's also single sign-on, SSO, LDAP integration for user directories, role-based access control, or RBAC. These aren't just like buzzwords. They mean serious enterprise-grade security and user management. So large organizations can deploy it in feeling confident about compliance and control.
Right. The serious stuff needed for bigger companies.
Totally. And then for collaboration, you've got features like Git control and multi-user workflows. That means development teams can actually treat their automation logic just like any other code base. Versioning it, collaborating on it, deploying it using standard best practices.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Plus, there's this n8n embed option, which lets companies actually embed n8n's automation capabilities into their own products, white-labeled, for their customers. So that opens up whole new possibilities for customer-facing automation.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, it really seems clear that n8n offers, well, a lot more freedom to implement complex things, like those multi-step AI agents, and integrate tons of apps, maybe more than many other tools.
I think that's fair to say.
That unique blend of, code first and low code, the huge list of integrations, over 500 apps, and those powerful AI features we talked about, it really seems to empower technical teams to build, scale, and secure some pretty complex automations.
Yeah, the case studies and the user feedback really point to significant impact, saving hundreds of hours, massive speed-ups. It seems to deliver on that promise of handling complexity without hitting those frustrating limits. The GOAT comment kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
It really does. So thinking about all this, considering how n8n allows for such adaptable, powerful, and also secure automation, here's maybe a final thought for you, the listener. What seemingly complex or just tedious task in your own work, or maybe even daily life, could be completely reimagined or transformed if you adopted this kind of flexible automation approach.
Yeah.
How might embracing tools like this, tools that kind of blur the lines between code and no code, fundamentally change how you approach efficiency and just solving problems? Something to think about.